Hi and welcome to the Business Clinic of March 2023. In this video, I'm going to reply to the question of my subscribers to the weekly newsletter for writing coaches. Let's dig in. Our first question comes from Tini. So Tini asks me, how do I repeat important activities consistently when my confidence falters? Now that is a very good question, Tini, and I'm sure that you're not the only one asking yourself this question. It can indeed be very difficult to see the usefulness of still doing again and again the same activities when you don't have an immediate result. I have a couple of tips here. The first one, go back to your why. Why are you setting up your business? Why are you scaling your business? What is your ultimate goal? Even better, put it on a big sheet of paper and put it in your desk. Something that you can see whenever you sit at your desk, whenever you arrive in the morning at your desk, you see it the first thing, and it will give you an additional little boost of confidence before starting your day. Second tip, go back to your planning. Maybe you have had too ambitious goals for you day by day. So for example, you have decided that you're going to publish 10 posts on Instagram every day. I'm giving you a deliberate extreme example so that you can really understand what I'm talking about. This is of course too much and too big for you to do on one day. So maybe if this is your case, you can say, okay, I'll only do one post of Instagram. An advice I also have is to have one rest day. Meaning that one day where you decide that you're not going to do any of those activities that really need to be done every day, but that can be very exhausting and tiring as well. A third but last tip is regarding your mindset. Being an entrepreneur, it's really difficult. It's an exhausting journey. You're not always understood by people around you, and so on and so on. But you have to put yourself in mind that you are here in for the long haul, and that it is something that you don't want to give up from one day to another. You're not a hobbyist, you're an entrepreneur, and entrepreneur it is for the long haul. So commit to being in your business really for the long haul. If you set out something on your social media or your newsletter and it goes viral, great, that's like an extra bonus. But keep in mind that all of this takes time, and that's also the reason you have to do those activities day after day. Tini, I hope that this advice has helped. Please come back to me if you want some extra tips or you need some clarification on one of the points. Let's go to our second question. The second question comes from Louis. Louis asked me, how do I set clear client boundaries? I have a client who asks me to have an early morning coaching call, but I am not someone who's very efficient in the morning. Aha! Louis, your time is your most precious asset, and it's up to you to safeguard that precious like a hawk. So first thing here that I would really advise you is to be very clear. If yes or no, you are available to do early morning calls. I've shortened your email, but in your email, it was not very clear to me if you wanted to offer early morning calls, if this was something you've never considered, or if it's just absolutely no for me. So first things first, put that first, so that you also can communicate it to any of your potential leads and put it out very front that you don't do early morning calls. Once you are clear on that question, it is just informing your client that this is not possible for you, that you're not someone who's available in the early mornings. You can always say to that person, look, my earliest availabilities is for example 11 o'clock. I just say anything, right? So that's a thing you can say. You can also say to that person that you're just not that good as a coach in the morning, because we all have our biorhythm, and some people are great in the mornings, others are not so great in the morning. So again, it really depends on you. And then sometimes you will have people who just don't understand, or where the schedule just doesn't fit. And in that kind of situation, I would just say let your client go. I had that problem last year. There was someone which we really wanted to work, but she was only available for coaching calls on Fridays, and I don't work on Fridays. So this was a really difficult decision for me to take, but I had to let her go. And eventually she was grateful that I was honest and upfront, because I also know that if I would have done the coaching on Fridays, I would at one point start starting to resent that person, because I felt that we would have had a coaching call on my free day, while it was not her fault. So I hope this helps. There is an excellent book that helped me a lot when I needed to learn about setting my boundaries. And this is the one. It's written by Dr. Cloud and Dr. Townsend. I will put the references under the video. Louis, again, I hope this has helped. Please feel free to reach out again if you need more information or need some more help. So last question comes from Anonymous. Hi Anne, I decided to follow your advice and to niche up. Love that, Anonymous. But how do I inform my existing audience that I'm switching focus? First step, which you already have taken, is to be very clear on your niche. The clearer you are on your niche and the clearer you know where you want to go, the more easier it will be for your audience to follow or not to follow you on this existing journey. Second thing is to let your existing audience know what is going to happen. Your niche is quite specific, and it's important that your existing audience knows that exactly you are not going to do everything anymore, but that you're going to be that very specific niche. So I would make it very clear. For example, I'm thinking about Instagram. You can do a banner and make it very clear. Okay, this was me before. This is the new me after. On your email newsletter, you can send out an email saying, hi everyone, thank you for following me on this journey, but I'm going to switch my focus. I am no longer going to do this. I am going to do this. The idea is here to really make a selection in who is following you, both your audience on your social media, but also on your email newsletter. And that brings me to my third step. Yes, you will most definitely lose some of your subscribers or your followers. Now, this is a very normal process. They have started to follow you or they subscribe to your email newsletter because you were probably open to everyone. Now you are deciding that you want to really focus on one specific niche. And some of the people that have now been following you or now have subscribed to your email newsletter might not be ready to take that jump and follow you through on this journey. It also means that the people who no longer follow you, who unsubscribe, are people that would never have been interested in hiring your services anyway. So this is also an excellent opportunity for you to saying, okay, I'm going to clean out my emails newsletter, I'm going to clean out my social media, and who do I want to jump with me on this next journey? Only people who are really interested in my services and interested in buying my services. I hope, Anonymous, that this has helped. Again, any question, any advice, any concern, anything else you want to let me know, feel free to reach out. You know that this once per month, it's open to everyone. There's no obligation whatsoever. You send in your question and I reply to the video. And this is the end of the Business Clinic for March 2023. If you would like to appear on this Business Clinic with your question, sign up for my newsletter. Once per month, my subscribers are invited to send in any questions they have regarding their writing coaching business, and I come in and give them a little bit of clarification or tips or advice on how to resolve their problem. If you want in on this as well, nothing more simple than to sign up for the newsletter. You will find the link beneath this video. I see you soon. Bye bye.